Have you ever caught yourself in a little white lie? Maybe you've told a friend their new haircut looks great when you're not really a fan. Or perhaps you've exaggerated a story to make it more interesting. We all do it, but why? What's really going on in our brains when we bend the truth? Welcome to the Brain Talk Sessions YouTube channel. Your journey to a healthier mind starts here, where we share psychology explained for everyday life. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of lying and deception. It's just not just about morals or social etiquette. Lying is a fundamental psychological behavior that reveals so much about how our minds work. Understanding why we lie, how we lie, and how to spot lies can give us incredible insights into human motivation, cognitive processes, and the complex web of our relationships. Think about it, lies are everywhere in our daily lives. From those harmless fibs we tell to avoid hurting someone's feelings to the more serious deceptions that can shake the foundations of trust in our personal lives or even on the world stage. Lies can be a social lubricant, smoothing over awkward situations, but they can also be deeply destructive. It's this dual nature that makes the psychology of lying so intriguing. So, what exactly is a lie from a psychological perspective? At its core, lying is the intentional act of providing false information with the goal of deceiving someone. But deception is a broader concept. It's not just about telling outright lies. It can involve withholding crucial information, exaggerating the truth, or presenting facts in a way that's deliberately misleading. Lies come in different forms too. There are the deliberate, conscious lies we tell when we're fully aware we're being dishonest. Then there's self-deception, where we convince ourselves of something untrue, often to protect our self-esteem or reduce the mental discomfort of conflicting beliefs. And let us not forget about social lying, those little untruths we tell to keep the peace or follow cultural norms, like complimenting someone's cooking even if it's not to our taste. But why do we lie in the first place? The reasons are as varied as human experience itself. Sometimes, it's as simple as avoiding punishment or consequences. Think of a child denying they broke a vase, or an adult fudging numbers on their tax return. We also lie to protect others' feelings, those famous white lies like telling a friend they don't look tired even when they clearly do. Lies can also be tools for gaining advantage, power, or resources. In the competitive worlds of business and politics, deception is often used as a strategy to get ahead. And let us not forget about our own egos. Many lies are told simply to maintain our self-image or reputation. We might exaggerate our achievements or downplay our failures to appear more successful or competent than we really are. In some cases, lying can even be a psychological need for control or survival. In highly stressful or unpredictable environments, deception might become a coping mechanism, a way to feel like we have some control over our circumstances. But what's actually happening in our brains when we lie? It turns out that lying is hard work for our gray matter. It requires more mental effort than telling the truth because our brains have to work overtime. We need to invent details, keep our story consistent, and constantly monitor the reactions of the person we're lying to. It's like running multiple programs on a computer at once. It takes up a lot of processing power. Specific regions of the brain are particularly active when we're being dishonest. The prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for decision-making and impulse control, goes into overdrive as it manages the complex task of suppressing the truth and constructing a lie. Meanwhile, the amygdala, our emotional center, processes the fear and anxiety that often come with lying. This is why many people experience physical signs of stress when they're being dishonest. Sweating, increased heart rate, and nervousness are all common reactions as our brain perceives the risk involved in deception. As we've seen, not all lies are created equal. There's a whole spectrum of deception out there. We've already mentioned white lies, those small untruths told out of kindness or to maintain social harmony. Then there's exaggeration, where we stretch the truth to make ourselves or our stories seem more impressive. Lies of omission involve leaving out key facts to create a misleading picture without actually saying anything false. On the more serious end of the spectrum, we have manipulative deception, strategic lies told specifically to control or exploit others. And in some cases, lying can become pathological, where individuals compulsively lie even when there's no clear benefit to doing so. This is often linked to certain psychological disorders. But how can we tell when someone is lying to us? There are both verbal and nonverbal cues to watch out for. In speech, liars might hesitate more, contradict themselves, or provide overly detailed explanations. Their speech patterns might sound unnatural or rehearsed. Nonverbally, classic signs include avoiding eye contact, fidgeting, or displaying microexpressions, those tiny, involuntary facial movements that can reveal true emotions. Of course, we've all heard of lie detector tests or polygraphs. These machines measure physiological stress responses like changes in heart rate, sweating, and breathing patterns. While they can be useful tools, they're not foolproof. A skilled liar who remains calm under pressure or someone who genuinely believes their own lies might be able to beat the system. In our digital age, new technologies are emerging to detect deception. Artificial intelligence systems can analyze speech patterns, facial micromovements, and even typing behavior to spot potential dishonesty in online communication. It's a fascinating field that's constantly evolving. It's important to remember that attitudes towards lying can vary significantly across cultures. In some societies, telling white lies to maintain social harmony is not just accepted but expected. Other cultures place a higher value on blunt honesty, even if it might cause offense. These cultural differences can lead to misunderstandings and conflicts when people from different backgrounds interact. Even within a single culture, there are complex social norms around lying. We generally tolerate certain types of lies, like polite compliments or small fibs to avoid hurting feelings. But we tend to strongly condemn lies in contexts like politics, law, or business dealings, where honesty is seen as crucial for maintaining trust and fairness. This brings us to some interesting moral debates. Are there such things as good lies? Some argue that white lies are necessary social lubricants that protect relationships and feelings. Others maintain that any form of dishonesty, even with good intentions, ultimately erodes trust and damages the fabric of our interactions. The psychological impact of lying is profound, both for the liar and the person being lied to. For those who lie frequently, the emotional toll can be significant. Repeated lying often leads to feelings of guilt, anxiety, and even stress-related health problems. Chronic liars may struggle with their sense of identity and self-esteem as they lose touch with their authentic selves. On the receiving end, being lied to can be deeply painful. It creates feelings of betrayal and emotional hurt, and can permanently damage trust in relationships. Once someone has been caught in a significant lie, it becomes much harder to believe them in the future, even when they're being truthful. When we zoom out to look at the bigger picture, we can see how lies impact entire societies. Large-scale deception, things like political corruption, propaganda campaigns, or widespread financial fraud, can undermine trust in institutions, harm economies, and destabilize communities. The ripple effects of major lies can be felt for generations. As we wrap up our exploration of lying and deception, it's clear that this is a universal human behavior with deep psychological, social, and cultural roots. People lie for a multitude of reasons, from self-protection to manipulation, and the effects of those lies ripple out to touch individuals, relationships, and entire societies. I encourage you to take some time to reflect on honesty in your own life. Consider how even small, seemingly harmless lies might be impacting your relationships and your own well-being. And the next time you're tempted to bend the truth, pause for a moment to think about why you're doing it and what the consequences might be. We'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences with honesty and deception. Have you ever caught someone in a lie? How did it make you feel? Or maybe you've struggled with being honest in a difficult situation. Share your stories in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to learn more about the fascinating world of psychology and human behavior. Until next time, keep questioning, keep learning, and keep striving for a healthier mind.